Okay, this video is going to be, I don't know how long, but it's about, how do you say your name? Huoshan? Huoshan, or whatever your name is. Anyways, watch a couple of your videos. You're just another, well, I don't know if I should start off with that, but anyway, you're just another anti-Asian, anti-China person. A lot of your videos you were talking about when you were in school in China. I don't know what part of China you're from. I'm gonna guess somewhere up north, maybe Beijing or something. I'm not really sure. Not like it matters. But you were saying that you got bullied by, other students calling you fat and a loser and stuff like that. I believe now you're in the States. Do you not think you would have got bullied back in school if you were in the States? A lot of people have the same problem in the States, all over the world, not just the States. So I don't understand why you have to attack China, even regarding your school from, I don't know, when did you go to school? Maybe 70 years ago? Whatever it is. So the other thing you were talking about is, again, how everything is so bad in China and how everything is so communist. Even the school was teaching you how you have to follow the flag and everything else. When you were in school, did you have all this Chinese propaganda about the CCP and everything else? So my wife is from Guangdong. I'm not going to say what city, not like it matters, because it's all over China. It's all the same. She came to Canada, which we are now together, and ever since she's been here, she's never once bashed China. One of the reasons, I think, is because she was born there. Her family, of course, is from there, and she was raised there up until about maybe 10 or so years ago. She left. So if she was going to bash China, don't you think she would have done it while she was there? Or are you going to tell me, oh, because she wasn't allowed to bash China, so that's why she didn't do it? Well, guess what? She hasn't been in China for 10 years, and she still doesn't do it. So this whole government talk is complete bullshit. Of course, communist isn't always a good thing, but I wouldn't say that it's always a bad thing. Let's go back to the Brendan Kavanaugh situation of when he was talking to those Chinese people and asking them if they are from Japan. And a lot of people are saying, well, that's not racist, or that's not a problem at all, or that's not political. Okay, then he jumped over to Taiwan and Hong Kong and how great those countries are compared to China once again, which basically it's all about China. If you're going to bash a country in general, especially when you're not from that country, can I ask anybody out there, especially these pro Huoshan and pro Brendan Kavanaugh supporters, and even Sir Pensa and all those other snakes, weasels, and clowns, if they were holding an Israeli flag and he said to them, oh, are you German? Do you think he would have been in the wrong? Honestly. Going back to Huoshan, I want to debate you. And I know you won't do it because I've seen comments on your videos, and you are doing this all for views and subscribers, just like all the other China haters do on YouTube. They all do it for the subscribers, they all do it for the views, they all do it for the money. You say you are an amateur comedian, maybe you should try to stick to that instead of trying to bash China. And when you are reading what you wrote, maybe you should speak more from the heart and show some emotion. Every time you're making a video, all you're doing is looking up like this, reading what you wrote, and just saying, in China, this and this happened to me, and then this happened. It's like, and then you go on with some ridiculous analogy, which I don't know if you're trying to be a hardcore comedian or a softcore, but maybe you should take it from a real comedian like Sebastian Maniscalco and think to yourself, aren't you embarrassed? Honestly. I said before, I want to debate you. As a Italian Canadian, I want to have a discussion with you. Pro and anti-China like you are. Let's have a debate, one-on-one. I know you won't do it. And if you also want to have a debate with me, you can also have one with my wife, who again I said is from China, and you'll see the pro and the anti. Even all your fellow subscribers, I challenge you to tell her to have a debate with us, and let's talk civilized, and let's see how bad China really is. People are going to send me messages as well, like they have, saying I'm a shill and everything else. I've never stepped foot in China. And all those people that do live in China that are Westerners, you guys all send them messages saying, oh, how much did the CCP pay you to live in China, to travel in China? The bottom line is, if they really didn't like it there, they would leave, no matter how much they're getting paid. Because I'll tell you something right now. If somebody from India told me, hey, you know what? I'll set you up with hotel, food, life. You don't have to pay a penny while you're in India. Guess what? I wouldn't do it. And I'm not going to be racist and tell you why. But I just don't fancy India. I'm not going to be an anti-India person either. So I'll just leave it at that for that part. Is there anything you want to add? Because I know you were talking about a few things.
Like what?
As far as what she said and how it's not right for her to bash her own country.
It's like when she said, oh, people bully her when she was at school, calling her fat pig. And then all of a sudden she said, everybody in the school, they just learn to praise how good the party is, all that CCP stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, bully exists in every country, in every school. It doesn't matter if the school teach you CCP or not. The school also teach you different things. That's not the only thing that teach you. And I just don't see the connection between these two. If you get bullied, it's because the person that bullies you is a bad person. It has nothing to do with if he or she is a communist or not. That's just really stupid.
And she left the country and yet still bashes the country.
And I think now she's trying to make her content more like exposing CCP kind of stuff to get views. That's like a lot of Chinese do actually on YouTube, especially if they live overseas.
Winsome Strudel, Sea Milk, they all did the same thing. They started off praising China. They noticed that the views and the subscribers did not come in masses like it did when you start talking anti-China.
But the other thing is, if you want to make Chinese content kind of channel, you can always talk about the good and the bad. But what they did is all the bad talk. You know, they can never see things like, I'm not saying, oh, because I'm from China, everything in China must be good. There are bad things too. And it's okay for you to expose it. But if all you can see is the negative things, and it's everything they say is like, if there's something bad, it must because of the CCP. Even bully? Are you serious that you're telling me there's no bully in Canada, there's no bully in United States, and they are not even remotely communist? Then why is that?
Winsome Strudel, Sea Milk, and you, Huoshan, if you guys all hate China so much, why on earth did you marry a Chinese person? Would they not have the same beliefs as you in the end of the day? Or is it because they are brainwashed by your bullshit as well? And just one more thing I want to add, and then I'm going to kill this video. I don't know if this is going to be trouble with YouTube or whatever, but I'm just going to ask. It's just a question, as I'm not accusing you or saying anything. If China was an all-black country, would you, Winsome Strudel, and all your other clowns bash it as much as you do? That's all. One last thing I wanted to add, I forgot to mention about communism. Yeah, communism for the most part is bad, but again, being Italian, and Mussolini back in the day, of course, was a horrible person, but he had one good trait, I would say, and that was because of communism, was the fact that in China there's a lot of cameras and stuff, yes, but we'll get to that in a second. Back in the day when Mussolini was around, let's say at 10 o'clock at night, a woman's walking down the street, she has a purse in her hand. Guess what? She never has to worry about being robbed or the other R word, that, you know, a guy would attack her and do something to her. That would never happen because of people like Mussolini and the communist regime. Nowadays, you hear about it every single day in the States and in Canada that you get numb to it. You just get so used to it. Same thing with people breaking into houses, stealing cars, etc., etc. Now, in China, again, a lot of cameras and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing, and why?
Why?
Yeah.
I think for the majority of the reason, it's a good thing. So suppose there's crime or everything, at least the police will be more efficient to at least get some evidence instead of if a crime happens in the middle of the night on a highway, an accident or something. And then if you have the cameras, unless you can have some footage or whatever, right? Whereas in here, I don't think they will be that efficient. Because I think generally but a lot of people might think, oh, I'm just making this up. But I'm pretty sure that's why. Even if you lost a wallet in China, the chances of your wallet getting found is much higher than if you lost your wallet and get it found here.
That reminds me of Jerry Good, the guy that's in China. Jerry Good has a channel on YouTube. He lost his passport on the street in a backpack, and there were cameras everywhere. He went to the police station, and guess what? 24 hours later, the police said, "Hey, you know what? Come, we got to show you something on our video." They showed him a video, and guess what happened? The cleaner picked up his bag and brought it to the police station, and within 24 hours, he got his passport back. True story. Don't believe me? Go check out Jerry Good on YouTube. He is in China, but again, you're probably going to think, well, you know what? He's paid by the CCP, so whatever. I'm just telling you the story as to what happened to Jerry.
So that's really because of the cameras, right?
That's the only way they would have known.
And then the other thing I wanted to say is, if you're not up to no good, if you are not up to no good, then why would you be scared of there are so many cameras around? That's what I want to say. It's like so many people say, oh, there's no freedom in China. The truth is, there's no absolute freedom in every country. Wherever you go, there's always laws and regulations. That the reason why they are there is because they restrict you from doing something bad. So if there's no law, no rules, everybody can do whatever they want. Absolute freedom is not a good thing. Then people can do bad things very easily. So as I said, if you're not a thief or if you're not somebody that's up to no good, why would you be scared that there are cameras around?
You remember
Right?
all the looting videos we watched in the
Yes.
States
Mm-hmm.
and in Canada?
Yeah.
Would something like that ever happen in China?
I would say maybe it's really highly impossible. Because if it happened, then, it's very easy to get caught by the police.
Yeah, but the problem here is, even if the police see it, they don't do anything about it. All those videos, we saw them. They were just casually walking into clothing stores, taking whatever they want, 10, 20 people, a swarm of people, and they just walk out. No fear. No fear. In China, would that ever happen? I don't think so.
Yeah, highly doubt it.
Anyways, that's all I wanted to add, and thanks for your time. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the like button, or dislike it. It doesn't matter. Whatever. Later.